How you doing?
I'm good. I'm doing really really good actually.
I'm happy you finally
Feeling
came.
nice. I know. I know.
Cause I wanted you to come.
You did. You
Yeah,
did.
yeah. I saw you on IG and I was like, oh, I like what she's doing over here.
Hmm.
Like, I've been trying to do that a lot lately. Like, look for people myself.
Right.
It makes it more genuine.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true because you already know what you're getting and
Yeah.
what's coming through and all that.
Where you from?
I am originally from New York, BX to be exact.
You said originally.
Yeah.
So that means you're from somewhere else too.
No, no, no. Well, I mean, where I reside
Yeah.
is different, but yeah, I'm from New York, the
The
Bronx.
BX?
Yep.
Them roots are deep out
They
there.
are
Yeah.
heavy.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got some big shoes to fill.
Yep, I do.
Yeah, yeah. You
Ain't
gotta
no
think,
thing though.
let's
You
think
know what
about
I'm
that.
saying?
And you think like you say like people say Brooklyn, you know, and saying they're in Queens, but the Bronx too, they got heavy hitters. Like that's the roots.
Yeah, that's home of hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where it all started.
Well, since we going back, let's start from the beginning. Let's talk about your family roots,
Okay.
your background.
Okay. Well, that's really where it originates from. Obviously, my parents are from the Bronx originally. Anything before that, my grandparents and everything are from Puerto Rico. However, my father and my uncles, they were like in that whole era of hip hop when it first started and stuff like that. And so my musical background comes from them. It's in my bloodline. So they, started a little bebop group back in the day, and then after that, like in the '90s, they went on and branched off to like an R&B group, and which people may know is called 4 p.m. And they released a single called Sukiyaki. So
Yeah,
You know
I did
that.
my homework. I
yeah,
want you
yeah.
to tell the people.
So that was that. Sukiyaki, I may have heard of it. It's all because of you. I'm feeling sad, and so that. That's where it really comes
You like
from.
that, don't you, Lou? Yeah, I knew you. I knew you was right back there smiling.
Yeah, yeah. So that's running through my veins.
That's a good background to have, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
a lot of people into. I remember as a kid hearing that song.
Yeah, everybody does, right?
Yeah.
It was one
It's
of those
stuck in your
hits
head.
that
Yeah.
they're
People still
playing
mix
on.
that.
Yeah,
They do.
Yeah.
They mix it. Sometimes you'll hear it like in a restaurant, in the elevator somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Satellite radio.
DJs mix it too. DJs blend that a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Mhm. And then even after they came out with it, like a few other artists came out with like a little rendition or remix of
Yeah.
it, like Mary J.
Yeah, hip hop.
people,
Yeah,
you know.
Do you plan on remixing any of that stuff?
I actually that was brought to my attention just recently, and it was kind of like a light bulb. Like,
Yeah.
what? Okay, yeah, true. Because
Yeah.
it's been what, like 20 years or
Yeah.
something like that.
Wait,
So
I wasn't
might
the
as
first
well.
one. I wasn't the first one to say it.
No,
Oh,
you're
man,
probably
I'm
like
mad
you
now.
know. Well, you're not.
I'm mad.
You're still on one hand. You're like the third.
All right,
But-
cool. All right, cool. Wait, I never heard that before. You're still on one hand. Like, yo.
Right. But I think that because there's a lot of my father's music that I want to redo regardless.
Yeah.
Stuff that was never put out and nobody ever got the privilege to hear that I love, and I always like, yeah, one day I'm
Okay.
gonna do that. And now that I've grown to be an artist, then it's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that. But yeah, Sukiyaki is probably something I would really like to redo because
Well-
everybody knows of it.
How long have you been doing music?
I've been doing music professionally, I would say, for like a good 9-10 years.
Okay.
I don't know if that shows my age or anything
No,
like
no.
that. But
You
it
could have
doesn't
started when you was
matter
5.
Anyway, you know what I'm saying?
People can't say that because you could have started when you was 5. If you coming
True,
from
true.
family, a background music, a family into music, and you could say that, and they be like, well, she could have been 4 or 5
Right,
years old
right.
doing something, running around the house because you was around music.
Right. Well, if you really want to get technical, I've always knew my whole life that I would be in this, in this realm, music
Yeah.
realm, regardless. But
Yeah.
I actually branched out. Like I left home at 19 to I grew up I'm from New York. I'm from the Bronx, but I grew up in both like the outskirts of Baltimore.
Okay.
So my family kind of like relocated, and that's where I grew up.
All right.
And so when I turned 19, that's when I traveled
came
back
back.
to the city. Yeah, because things wasn't really, it
In
wasn't really
Baltimore.
popping off like
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
had to be in the scene
You
around
were
people.
you were a New York girl. Just gotta
Right,
say.
exactly.
You don't have to
I'm
be
a New York
dissing them,
girl.
but yeah.
No, not at
Gotta
all.
say,
Not at all.
yeah.
Yeah.
I moved to Michigan at one point. I had to come back.
Right, right.
Yeah, I mean, it's what it
It
is.
is what it is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you came back here and you decided, I'm gonna make this happen.
Yeah, I came back and I decided I was going to pursue my dream. And that's what I did. Every single day that I lived, that I was out here, I was just calling it. Like, I was kind of like, you know how they say speak, like be who you want to be?
Yeah.
So it didn't matter. I was going on like interviews. I had to make it, maintain a living. I had to stay with my aunt and stuff like that. But no matter who I met, who I bumped into, or what they asked, it was like, what do you do? And I'm like, I'm an artist. I sing. And at that time, I wasn't, tied to no one. I was a free, free spirit, free agent and everything. I was just free, and I was just claiming it. And that's kind of when things started to manifest. And, I met people like Cassandra Lucas from Change of Faces, and
Okay.
I was signed. And then I did the song with Rick Ross, Bird, et cetera, et cetera. So it's kind of like I was just claiming it.
But then you came around to having your own.
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
Now, that's several years later because,
so you don't want to fast forward?
Hmm?
You don't want to fast forward
Yeah,
tonight?
I could definitely fast forward
All
it.
right.
Because at that time, like I told you, I was signed to an independent label and everything was kind of going good. But then life happened. You know what I'm saying? And
It happens for everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but at the end of the day, everything happens for a reason. And I know, looking back now, that wasn't my time right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even though everything was like in my grasp, in my reach, it just wasn't the time. Not for what it is that I want to do.
It makes the things you went through at that time, though, got you prepared for right now.
It molded me. It created the person that I am today.
Yeah, you probably like yourself better now.
Oh,
don't you?
yeah. Much better.
Yeah,
Yep.
you about to make shit happen now.
Mm-hmm.
I can curse on here.
Right, of course.
Yeah,
Cool.
you about to make shit happen now.
All right.
Yeah.
So now
You can say that shit.
Oh, we about to make shit happen.
There you go.
Yeah,
say
it's
that
gonna
shit.
be. We
Let
gonna
them
make
see
it happen.
Let them see that other side. Yeah, I'm gonna do that song.
Actually, that was produced by one of my producers in Queens, Ray Beats.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's a youngin' actually, like just real young, 23.
What's
But
young?
but
Producers
he's
come
like
that age
they
nowadays.
do. But he's like very musically inclined. Like he plays all the stuff too,
All right.
and everything's by ear. When I record with him, we do everything from scratch, from the ground up. Cause I kind of like got off that kick where producers just sending me beats and stuff. Cause I like to be a part of the whole creation and the creativity part. And usually, like I like to write on the spot or whatever, or how I write. I like, I have the production in mind, so I would like that to be built around, and that's kind of like how we work.
Okay.
We just build from the ground up.
So you write your own stuff.
Yeah.
You wouldn't take no other songs from anybody else in? If it's hot.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Why not? I mean, at the thing, I do believe in, collaborative writing, of course, you know what I mean? And then, yeah.
Collaborative writing.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
if we all in the studio, and then somebody's like, yeah, put this right here. Yo, word, that's how, that's how you do it. But,
It works for R&B artists. It doesn't work for rappers.
See, exactly.
I don't know why. Rappers do it.
They
but
do
it's
it.
But it's like, oh no.
Right, it's like a sin, but it's really not. It's really not, because it's still your art. You're like painting a picture. You know what I'm saying?
What drew you to doing both? Because you mesh it together so good.
Yeah. Well, it kind of comes from, I guess, my inspiration. Lauren Hill was somebody I grew up on heavy.
That's a good
And she
one.
did it both. My father and them, they were, like I told you, they were singing, but back in the day, they was with the hip hop.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I kind of always had, even though I found my voice first, and I was like, oh, I want to sing, and this is third, whatever. So, I grew into my voice, but I always loved hip hop and like Lauryn Hill and Little Kim, and then I liked that kind of, it was more of an animated thing for me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I can get animated, I can speak like this with
You're
a
not stuck
rugged
in
voice.
one lane. You can
Exactly. And that's one thing too, like I get bored with things very, very easy, so I couldn't really see myself just doing one thing. I kind of do what's in me, what I feel, and whether it's singing, rapping, chanting, humming, jazzing it out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How did you
Pretty
come up with the
eclectic.
name Remedy? And what made you switch the spelling up?
Oh yeah. Okay. So in the beginning, I was self-named. I was my government, Natasha Pena, and
That's a nice name too.
it
I
is.
saw it
See?
somewhere. Was it in your email or something? It was
Oh,
somewhere
probably.
where I was. No, it was attached to a song, and I was
Yeah.
confused. 'Cause I'm like, that's two different names she had
Right.
there. Yeah,
And then if
that's
you
what it was.
Google it, like there's so many things like on there from, when I was in that era. But for some reason, like even when, I guess from being, when I was young, I've always had this idea, like, because, artists, they always go by a different name.
Yeah.
Well, most of them. So when, the company that I was with, they just loved my name and they wanted me to stick with it. I had a problem at that time. Even though it was like, okay, I'll live with it, but it's okay. And so everybody loved my name except for me. I was like, oh, well,
Why?
it's because I was born with it. So it wasn't something
So you
new
was
and
like,
exciting.
yeah.
That's kind of how I felt. It wasn't that I didn't like it. It was just that I was born with it. I wanted something new. So when I kind of evolved, right, and started, figuring things out and knowing my purpose more, that's kind of where I came up with the name Remedy. And Remedy, it stands for like the cure, the something that's going to fix something, and stuff like that, which is what I want to do for the game. And REMODY means remember, every moment only develops you. So I don't want anybody to be right.
She got deep with it.
Yeah,
Dope.
you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that is dope. You
Yeah.
see, he gave no expression. I know what he said.
That's dope,
That was
though,
dope,
right?
though.
Thank you.
See?
I don't want people to be cut like this world. Can do a lot of crazy things to us. It can make us feel like, we are our mistakes, or whatever happened in our past is what's it's just gonna be. Whatever your family did, or you know what I'm saying, it's just what that is. You develop, you create who you are. You create your world, you know what I'm saying? So kind of let's do it like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
As you said, independent. So you have your own company?
Yes.
Okay. And you have people working with you
Yes.
together with the company.
Yes.
Is it easier for you now, creativity wise? Like when you're creating stuff, you have nobody saying, no, do this, no, that, you just say. Or do your team have some play in it too and be like, well, maybe not this, maybe not that? Or do they be like, yeah, go ahead, do that?
Well, I definitely don't have a team of yes men.
Okay.
But my team gets it. They get me.
All right.
And I'm with, your vibe kind of, attracts your tribe. So that's what's around me.
I like how you said that.
We get each other. And so
like
it's not really it's not really like, outlandish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's agreeable. Like, oh, okay, yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. What you saying that with the independent one? All right, now, the grind is harder when you're independent.
Right.
For people, certain people. Some people, like, they have the knack for it.
Right.
Which one are you?
As far as what do I think?
Do you have the knack for it, or is it harder?
I mean, I have the knack. It's because, independently, like, I kind of have I have a vision. So I know that, it's going to take a lot of hard work and determination and ambition and sweat and tears and whatever, you know what I mean? But I'm ready for it. I'm like, bring it all, you know what I'm saying? And plus, like, I have a team, and what I want to do is develop a foundation that's a little bit different, because, okay, I might be the first artist under my own label, but it's not only for me. I want to have, like, a lot of artists that are like me, that want to be able to
be they self.
Yes.
And
exactly, and spread your wings and be diverse and not really be like, oh, okay, well, you can't do this. See, like,
you want to give them that platform,
right? Exactly. And you know how sometimes, like, sometimes artists come out and it's kind of like, okay, let's say, like, if you come out as a rapper, right, but really deep down inside you have everything in you, and then you came out and people know you as this, know you as this, but once you try to branch off and, like, do a song over here, they look at you like,
come on, what are you doing?
What you think you're doing, right? And then it's nobody understands it, and then you're kind of like shunned, like, okay, well, now you tripping, now you going crazy or whatever, and people don't understand it. So I feel like if you bring that first and foremost, then nobody can really say anything.
That's true. That's a good.
Right?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
What's the name of the label?
Team Remedy Entertainment.
Team Remedy Entertainment.
Yes, and I want it also to be like, everybody can be their own remedy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm Remedy. I took the name. I held it down, but be your own remedy. Like, what do you want to do? You have your own remedy. Your remedy might be something. His remedy might be something. But it's still what you want to bring to this world.
Do you have other artists already?
I kind of do. The focus is kind of like more of them getting ready for the spotlight, like getting themselves together. For instance, my little brother.
What's his name?
His name is Reality. No. His
name is
that's
Reality. Why you laugh.
No, nobody knows him.
Remedy and Reality.
I mean,
no, but
young.
you laugh because of the name. Like,
oh no, I think Reality is dope.
Yeah.
Reality Skywalker, actually, and I think that's fire.
Reality Skywalker.
And he's a beast.
Okay.
Like, he's a beast.
Well, what does he do?
Beast. He raps.
Okay.
But he's very musically inclined.
This is your real brother?
Yes, my real
Not
brother.
that. Oh, that's my brother.
And he's younger. He's my baby brother. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He's not a baby. He's in his 20s, but he is younger than me. But you know what I mean? As soon as I'm
Reality
still
Skywalker.
working on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on building it up so like that I can just have, it'll make sense. I'm not just going to bring you in and then we all struggling trying to, it kind of has to make sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm the first, but I'm not the only and I'm not the last.
Okay. Yeah, Trey Pizzy's from the Bronx, too.
Yeah, BX, stand up.
So we going to play the Trey. I know, I like to hear you and Trey Pizzy do a joint together.
That would be dope.
Well, yeah, we need to get
that
together.
Because I seen you posted him. And then, of course, you know what I'm saying, whoever I see, like, when it's somebody that I follow and stuff like that, whoever they, like, post and recommend or whatever, I go in there and I check it out. I follow them.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I could support this movement.
Yeah.
Bronx.
He's different. He's different.
That's dope. And I kind of like somebody was interviewing him, and I felt and I resonated to something that he was talking about.
Mm-hmm. Which was good.
What interview? It was. I guess it was a little clip, but somebody did an interview and they was he was talking about like how he just follows. He just does what's in his heart rather than listening to his brain. And that's the kind of my philosophy as well. Like follow your heart all day, every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's the truth right there. This can kind of fool you. And whatever, because it's so influenced by the world around us. So
because he said he doesn't even at times he doesn't listen to radio for like a long period of time because he don't want to get influenced.
Please don't ask me of what's new and what's this and what's that, because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And it's and it's sad. To me, I think I don't do it purposefully because I think that anything I don't like kind of give anything like that disadvantage or whatever. But I just it doesn't like click with me. I can't feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like there was music that I grew up with that it was like I couldn't live without. I would listen to every night, listen to the radio while I'm asleep and stuff like that, and I had to hear music. Now it's just like I can really go like days and months without listening to the radio and be okay.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
But it's kind of awkward. I don't feel like it should be like that.
No. Because radio is so flooded with a bunch of bullshit nowadays, so
true.
It's like they repeat it over and over. It's like so you actually gotta seek out different music on your own,
right?
You know what I mean? Like like let me just go searching for it and find different stuff. Because radio, you hear the same shit over and over, and between stations too.
Yep,
at
same
the same
thing.
time,
like, all 3 stations got the same song right now. That's crazy.
So that's the. That is the gift of internet. I'll say that you're able to just go out there and find so much different music to listen to and videos to watch. So it's okay not to listen to radio.
It's opened up the doors for a lot.
Yeah. It makes sense.
And that kind of matches with something that I've been thinking of a lot lately. And it's kind of like, okay, like when you're growing up and stuff like that, and you are influenced by the radio and what's on TV and videos and what you hear, it's kind of like you're given, even if you have the talent inside you, if you're like, okay, I can sing, I can rap, you kind of like given this, you're told and you're kind of like made believe that, okay, this is, if I have this talent, I have to be there. I have to be able to get on the radio. I have to be able to get a video. I have to be, so it kind of like hinders. It kind of like takes away from, your drive. If you're a kid that grew up in the hood and you can't make it there and you're not there, you give up on who you really are.
Yeah.
And you might go and get a 9 to 5 and just be like, okay, well, but you might be the dopest. I mean, I've met people that are the dopest artists that have never, ever been heard. That write their ass off, sing their ass, and they've never even made it to a studio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That hurts. And it's like, because they're like, nah, because I can't do this. What? That shouldn't, you are who you are. You are, God created you with all of that.
I felt the same way too. That's crazy. Yeah, about people like that too.
Yeah,
like,
it's kind of crazy. That's why I'm kind of glad about the internet and how it just kind of opened doors for people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That they can put their music out.
15 minutes of fame. Let's go.